When it comes to herd mentality, one animal comes to mind, and that is MAGA. I mean, sheep. With their cuddly faces, fluffy and friendly appearances, what's not to love? They fall in line and follow their shepherds to whatever new pasture those shepherds take them. The little sheep follow without question, believing everything that the shepherd tells them. But sometimes their very own shepherd, who promises the sheep green pastures for them to nibble on, instead lead them to a slaughterhouse, just for the pure financial benefit of this so-called shepherd. But as a sheep, how can one go through life without knowing if there is a big bad wolf over the hill, or if there's potential storm coming? You surely need some sort of shepherd to tell you this, right? Correct, because sheep are busy with their own lives of frolicking, mating, and whatever else sheep do in their daily lives. Additionally, sheep cannot be everywhere all at once, nor can they understand the complex world and events around them. But instead, the sheep need to rely on the shepherd to guide them to safety, warn them of any potential dangers, and to show them the way to those greener pastures. But how can a sheep survive if on the one hand, they can't fully trust their shepherds, and on the other hand, they have to trust their shepherds, because without one, they'll be lost and potentially in even more danger? Well, there's an easy solution. The sheep cannot blindly trust one single shepherd with their whole lives. Instead, sheep need to find different shepherds to compare their information to, especially if those sheep want a better picture of their reality. If a sheep has been following a shepherd for some time now, I'm just going to throw out a random number, let's say the last 10 years or so, and the shepherd has promised the sheep the Shire, but instead over time has driven them closer to Mordor, maybe the sheep should start questioning the intentions of the shepherd. What's the point of the shepherd taking us here? Is this really better for me and my sheep family? Hey, I actually like the idea of the Shire, and this is just a little too hot for me. Maybe we should turn back and head for some greener pastures. Even if the shepherd has been guiding you and making convincing points to make you feel good about yourselves, have those feel-good points and life directions actually led you to a better and more safer life? If they haven't, what can a sheep do? Well, a good start would be trying to find a new shepherd, maybe a couple of different ones, with different maps to other green pastures. And if you notice one shepherd is taking you away from your green pasture, then maybe pay less attention to them and focus on the ones that actually get you closer to those green open plains. Hey, maybe you don't want the pastures of the Shire, and maybe you are more content with Rohan or Gondor, whatever floats your boat. But at least your boat won't sink, or burn in this case, and at least you'll have something to fill your little sheep tummy with. But if the shepherd is actually taking you closer to Mordor, and you are okay with that, well, I got some bad news for you. You may not actually be a sheep, but instead, an evil servant of the Dark Lord who wants nothing more than to satisfy their own selfish hunger for wealth and power at the expense of the world and everyone around them. Hopefully, you are not that. No sheep can survive without a shepherd, especially in the modern world. But the shepherd needs to be trusted. And if your shepherd has lied to you time and time and time again, only to make himself richer and more powerful at the expense of his herd, well then maybe your shepherd is not a shepherd after all. Maybe he's a butcher. Or Sauron. Both are just as bad to a sheep, though.